This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
Hey, LowcoSports fans. Welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the LowcoSports Lowdown. Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr with you. Max Arraj, I believe, will be able to join us a little bit later on, around 10 o'clock. So we'll talk with him later on and probably set the stage for high school football a little bit. We got the pigskin preview tomorrow night, so we'll really get in depth tomorrow night. But we'll start talking about it a little bit. And I also will dig out that spreadsheet I've been working on, and we'll talk about some of the guys from the Loco who are playing college football this fall and remember some dudes. That'll be fun.
That's always fun.
But the big highlight tonight, we got Claire Green, the reigning she's on a heater right now. She won a championship on Sunday and another one on Monday. Absolute heater. They're off to a great start at May River with the girls golf team. So we'll chat with her. She's a frequent guest. We always enjoy talking with Claire Bear. She's going to be a Clemson Tiger next year. So, we got to get our fill while we can. But what's going on, Wes? You have a good day, buddy?
Yeah, things are going well. I'm getting situated, getting ready for another tremendous week of football upcoming on Friday night in a few days. But, yeah, just enjoying the last few days of warm summer weather. Before it starts to cool off a bit. Although I'm ready for some cooler temperatures and I will say it's going well right now. I'm looking forward to seeing really things pick up in the next few weeks with more region stakes and some tennis and volleyball matches, more stuff to attend as we start to really ramp things up. But I'm doing great. Was able to be outside a bit in the afternoon, and things are going great. I'm enjoying everything right now.
Good deal.
And on top of that, we're a week away from the start of women's soccer for USCB. So probably a Sand Shark rewind potentially this weekend, and to get that started.
We'll have to get that rocking and rolling. You'll be on the calls, right? So you'll be broadcasting those games.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. When's the first game?
Next Saturday, the 7th.
All right. Good deal. We'll have to get the soccer fans in the Loco up to speed on that, and hopefully we can get a big crowd out there to Finland Field to check out the Sand Sharks. So definitely looking forward to that. Good day over at the Ville. It's midweek Wednesday, hump day, getting through it today on Wednesday, but we're all excited for Friday. We got the pep rally Friday, high school football game on campus on Friday night, and got Buford's Own coming out to broadcast. So everybody's hyped up over in Hardyville, but had a good Waves practice tonight, Bluffton Waves. Got some work in over at Hilton Head Christian Academy. Saw J.W. Wilkerson. They had a volleyball game going on. That's a lively campus right now, man. They had soccer practice going on and the baseball outfield after we finished, and then we were in the cage, and football practice was going on. I guess Ron Peduzzi gave an all-timer post-practice speech today, according to Matt Smith. So it's just fun time of year to be out and around and see kids out, playing sports and all that stuff. I love back to school time. It's a good time. But our all-star sponsor of LowcoSports presents the LowcoSports Lowdown. That's Mickelson Law Firm. Our original sponsor jumped on board in 2017 when we got off the ground, and they've been with us ever since. If you have legal needs, you can call on Mickelson Law Firm for any of them, but they're our official real estate closing attorney and the presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage, and we appreciate all their support over the years. So go see the Mickelson squad if you have legal needs. And tonight they present our featured guest tonight, friend of the show, Claire Green, joining us once again. What's going on, Claire?
Hi, Justin. How are you?
I'm doing quite well, thank you. Not probably as well as you are. After the last couple of tournaments and the start that you're off to here in your senior season, been pretty spectacular. Tell us about how you had the game in such good shape coming into the season and how you've been able to keep it rolling.
Yeah, so the summer was a good summer. I was able to travel a lot and play a lot, which was fun in some different places I've never been before. I was able to go to Texas with the high school team for nationals, which we placed 16th, I believe, which was really cool. And a great experience for myself and also the other girls. And, we had a really good week there. So I kind of just was like, team, we got to carry this into the high school season and just get ready. And I just tried to grind on my own game because, it is a team sport, but it's also really individual. I'm going out there and my score does impact the team. However, I have to do what I have to do at the end of the day to make sure I'm where I need to be to score for my team. So I've just been trying to practice hard, go out and playing a lot, get used to the shorter distance for high school, and really just keep my head in the game and try to just try to grind it out if something goes wrong and to just stay really positive. And I've also just tried to be the team leader here early on, just leading people through what I've learned over my experiences in golf, and just try to help the team with whatever I can.
Awesome.
Claire Green here on the LowcoSports Lowdown, and Claire, you are on one of the most incredible runs that we have ever seen from a girls golf athlete here in the Lowco. 2 individual titles in a span of 2 days. You won the Lady Blue Jacket Invitational at the Diamondback Golf Club on Sunday. You come right back around on Monday, and you win the Charleston Classic Invitational in a playoff. I mean, just an unbelievable stretch for you. Tell me about how you did it and what went through your head those 2 days to give yourself an incredible pair of individual victories.
Yeah, well, I've really just tried to stay patient. And I really just tried to be, there with the team and to just think about, all the things we can achieve as a team this year because we have one of the best teams I think we've ever had in the school history. But the way I've prepared for the past couple tournaments are just to really make sure I'm in the mindset of competing, and to know that as soon as I step out on the golf course on competition day, that I'm there to score, and that I'm there to play to win. I'm not there to just lollygag around and to just play for fun, but I'm out there to score. I'm there to win, whether that's individually or for the team or both, which is what we're always hoping for. But I've really just focused when I'm out there on how to grind and to make sure I don't give away any shots and to really just fight towards the end. And the Lady Blue Jacket, I had a couple rough holes coming in towards the end, but I was able to get it back together and birdie the last hole, which is really cool. And then I've never been in a playoff before, so I was really packed up, ready to leave after Monday because I didn't think I had won. And then I'm walking in to turn my scorecard. They're like, "Claire Green, you're going into a playoff." I was like, "Okay, gotta get back, gotta get back into the competition mindset." But I kind of just stayed calm. I knew that God was going to be with me the whole time, and I just took deep breaths and trusted that it was going to work out how it was supposed to, and it did, which was great.
Outstanding. Yeah, you're off to a terrific start, and I would guess that a part of it might have something to do with the weight being lifted of the recruitment and all that stuff. You made that announcement, fairly early and committed to Clemson. And was there a little bit of relief when that was out of the way and you could just kind of focus on other stuff?
Yeah, there was a huge relief. I mean, it's been a dream of mine ever since I've, when I pick up a club or when I choose to do something, I'm gonna give my best effort, and try to go as far as I can with it. So I've had the dream to play collegiately since I was a little kid, whether I didn't know what sport it was, but it was a full circle moment when I did commit and realize that I actually am going to be continuing my athletic and academic career at not just any college, but one of the best colleges I think in the country. So it's really exciting, but it did take a weight off my shoulders. It's just kind of like, okay, I know I'm in the right spot now. I don't have to worry about that. I can just go out and play golf, and the rest will take care of itself. So it definitely was a weight lifted off my shoulders, but now it's like I still have to perform and still grind it out because you want to be in your best form when you get there.
Amen.
Absolutely. Yeah, but now it's a more relaxed feel. You get to really enjoy and prepare for the next level at the same time. So, just tell me more about Clemson and what struck you the most about that golf program and what led you to making a decision to become a Clemson Tiger.
Yeah, so I really, in the recruiting process, just kept a pretty open mind. I didn't go in with like super high expectations that I have to go here or there. I had a couple like things I wanted to check off. Like I wanted it to feel like a second home because I'll be spending 4 years there. I wanted to have a good relationship with the coach and pick up good vibes. I wanted the team culture to be somewhere where I could fit in and where I could see them pushing me to be the best version of myself on and off the golf course. And I also just wanted somewhere where it was just going to make me the best golfer possible because I want to play golf for as long as I can. And, Clemson, I got to go up on a visit, which I was super lucky for and very grateful for. And it felt like home. The team was super nice, super welcoming. And, it just felt like that was the place where I'd be able to pursue my golf career for as long as possible and to really take it to that next level. And the coaching staff there is just phenomenal. Coach Hester's done a phenomenal job of building the program up. It's only the team's maybe 10th year, I'm not sure. But they're phenomenal. She's great. She's very caring, and she has a way of, telling you how she's going to run the program in a good way, but also be tough on you when she needs to be to improve. So, I mean, overall, it was just as soon as I was there, it's like I don't want to go anywhere else. So I'm very excited to be a Clemson Tiger.
That's how you know when you're there and you can't even see yourself anywhere but there, that's the spot. So that's awesome that it locked in for you and it was a place that you kind of dreamed about, So
Yeah.
what are you going to study there?
I think I'm going to study business or sports management or stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm going to try to make it easy as I'll have to balance golf.
There you go. And
Right.
you kind of hinted at it when you said you want to play this game for as long as you can, but I mean, when you go to a Division I school to play golf, the real prospect is out there that there's professional golf waiting at the end of that for the top of the cream of the crop. So we've talked about that with you before, and it has to feel like an even more viable path to you now than it has in the past.
Yeah, it definitely feels like I'm setting up for the future, not just for college, but after college too. Just going to have the resources and the ability to take it to that level, which I'm hoping to right now, and I'm pretty sure it'll stay that way. But it's just super cool to see how they had their first ever girl this past year go through Q school and make it right onto the tour, which is super
Oh,
inspiring to see another
Yeah.
Clemson female golfer to do that. So I'm hoping to follow in the footsteps one day.
that is outstanding. Great to see that. But back to you and your game as you prepare to take your talents to this next tier of golf. Tell me about overall where you think your game stands at this point. You've had a lot of opportunities to showcase it throughout the summer and then now into this fall. So, tell me about just in the span of these past few months, how all these tournaments and opportunities throughout the summer have helped you improve your game even further to get to a spot where, you can build on that as you get ready for your first year at Clemson.
The bigger tournaments have really helped me learn this summer how to deal with the pressure because I will admit I was struggling at one point to really be able to understand how I can compete at the level I am in practice and how I can bring up the intensity to compete when the pressure comes. And I was struggling with it for a little bit. I couldn't figure out how to deal with the pressure, how to deal with the nerves, but I worked really hard on my mental game and learned that the mental game is really important in golf to be able to just zone everything out and to just trust the process of what you're doing and know that it's going to work out. So I think I've really learned how to trust my process and the work I'm doing onto the bigger levels. And I think now being able to say I can deal with the pressure, I can deal with the nerves. It doesn't affect me. I can zone everything out. Has really helped me know that I can compete and I am ready to take it to the next level and that it's kind of getting close to that time. So I will say the bigger tournaments have definitely just helped me develop like my more competitive side, like how to always grind it out, and how to always just fight till the end, no matter how you're playing, because you have to play with whatever game you're given on that day. Unfortunately, you're not always going to play your best, but you always have to fight it out till the end. So the bigger tournaments have definitely taught me a lot of good life lessons along the way, which I think is helping me compete at the high school level right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're nailing it. The key is consistency, and you've certainly developed that through being able to stay in that mindset of the next swing is the one that matters. I mean, whatever happened on the last one, it's over. You are where
Yeah.
you are. Next swing is the one that matters. And I love that you mentioned not giving away shots. I mean, just not allowing yourself to check out for one. Don't take one off and get loose with one. Just being able to consistently put your best swing on it every single time is the key. And you're seeing that pay off, the consistency pay off with consistent first place. So how do you you kind of touched on it, but like how do you sometimes in high school golf, keep yourself, like, continue to challenge yourself. Sometimes you're winning by wide margins. There's not anybody really pushing you at times. So how do you kind of keep yourself focused on playing your game and not playing the field, I guess?
That's a good question, Justin. I kind of just try to stay in my own element and just kind of try to realize I've had a lot of coaches give me the advice that you're not out there to play your competitors. You're there to play
Mhm.
the golf course on that given day.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, there's a lot of things people say in golf that's harder. It's easier said than done. But I really just try when I go out there to focus on only controlling what I can control. I can
Mhm.
control, certain things. I can't control every time where I'm going to hit it. I cannot control what my competitors are gonna do, but I can control, like, am I doing all the work before the shot? Am I picking the
Yep.
best thing? So, I'm just, I'm always trying to learn more, but right now I just, especially in high school, I just try to make sure I'm doing everything I can to put myself in the position to compete, and then just let other people make the mistakes and,
Yep.
do what they have to do. Because at the end of the day, I can't control if someone hits a good shot or if they're bad. If someone outplays me, then I'm gonna be a good competitor. I'm gonna say, "Good job, you outplayed me that day," but I'm gonna work harder so I can get them the next time.
I love control what you can
Absolutely.
control. I harp on that
That's
all the
what it comes
time.
down to.
You go crazy trying to control stuff you
Yep.
can't control.
All right. The competitors will do what they will do, but as you harped on, it's all about doing what you can do that out to the best of your ability on this course, and you've proved that a number of times this past week, and I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of that as this season goes on, Claire. But tell me about this Mayor River team and this group of girls and what you think this team could do. You put up some terrific numbers, not just individually but as a team. So, give some props and some praise to some of the girls on your team and what they've been doing so far this year.
Yeah, the really cool thing about our team this year is everyone has improved from last year, and everyone is there to want to get better and to push each other to get better. I think, last year we all were just trying to find our footing because we were kind of a younger team, but this year, we have, I feel like myself as a leader, Robin is a leader, and I think we're just trying to, we want to push everyone, we want to make everyone better, and I think the competitive environment we have is really helpful, but I also think the positivity and encouragement we have, like yes, we're teammates, but you also want to beat your teammates. So I think the friendly competition is really allowing us for it to compete. And I also think having two seniors on the team who are committed and have gone through the recruiting process and have like, gone through the trials of golf, the up and downs, and have made it to this point, we're there
Yep.
to give some great advice to our teammates. And they love asking questions like Haley, Ava, and then Addison Mitchell, who's a senior this year, but she's kind of newer. She's our fifth. They've all just taken a great interest in wanting to get more and to ask myself and Robin questions. And I think just the ability to learn from each other, and I learn things from them. They learn things from me, and I think just the ability that we can like bounce ideas off each other, we can encourage each other, and we're always supportive of each other. Is really good. And then of course the talent is just amazing on the team. Everyone can play, everyone can compete with one another, and I just think the grind that the team has and the ability, like everyone really wants to win. Everyone, every time we step out there, we're saying we're out here to win. We're out here to take care of business. And I just think that's allowing our team to compete. We set up goals at the start of the season, so I think the goals are there to help drive the team. And we love shooting 303s like we did on Monday and everything, but we have a goal to break 300. So everyone's
Yep.
like, oh, I could have shaved a couple strokes here. So
Yeah.
I just think it's great that the team wants to grind and wants to constantly get better, and I think that's what's allowing us to perform so well.
Well, and I love that you have that team goal because, you shoot 303, you can all look around at each other and go, dang it, if we each shot one shot better, and so it's like in the back of your head all day how close you are. And if you can just make this putt, that might be the difference, so it's just like instant motivation in the back of your head all day until you get that goal. And then you got to set a new one, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you guys are knocking on the door, and I think with the young kids, they're you and Robin can't go a whole lot lower than you go most of the time. But those young kids are going to start dropping some shots, and you guys are going to get that 300 real soon, right?
Yeah, they all have already shot like personal best in the 70s. I mean, at the Lady Bengal this second round, we took 4 scores in the 70s. It was a 4-play 4 score, so that was just a huge moment for the team, for everyone to be in the 70s. It was just a huge accomplishment. I think we have not only one of the most talented teams in the or ever in the district, but just one of the most like down to earth, the most kind, the best sportsmanship, and we also have a great coach leading us,
Hmm.
Coach Campbell, who's very supportive and very encouraging, and always just reminds us that if we can just control it, we can control it. It'll work out at the end of the day.
Has anybody ever been more excited to be the coach of a high school golf team than Nathan Campbell?
No, I think he's the most excited anyone's ever been to be, which is great. We love the enthusiasm, but I think he brings the most spirit, not just as a golf coach, but maybe any coach.
He definitely brings it all the time. He's so fired up about you guys. He's using all kinds of superlatives. The most talented girls golf team in the history of Beaufort County. Like he's putting a little pressure on you and a little target on your back. And I'll tell you what, Hilton Head's got a pretty good little squad too. That you're gonna have some good matches with them.
Yeah, we have a lot of good competition in the area. Hilton Head has a great team. So it's just great to see the competition in the area and in the Low Country especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like getting some quality competition right here in the Lowco, and I think Hilton's going to provide a really strong challenge to you guys this year. But I really like how this team is growing before your eyes, Claire, and how fun that is it to witness these younger players grow. Like you said, just a few more shots, and you guys will hit that or break the 300 mark. But as a leader, as someone who has been playing for this team, well, how cool is it to see those younger players and teach them and oversee their growth as they become even better? It's got to be rewarding for you as a leader and veteran of this team.
Yeah, it's super cool to see everyone improving because you see in practice how hard everyone's working and how hard everyone is trying to get better because it is really hard to improve and to understand what it takes to take your game to the next level at times because there's some times when you might feel like you're stuck and you can't get out of a certain situation. But I think the team just does a great job of using their resources and, talking to myself and Robin about what can I do to get through this? What can I do to get through that? So it's always super rewarding as a leader on the team to, have these conversations earlier and then to see them, push through those barriers and to just see the excitement on their face when they shoot a personal best or they, achieve one of their goals. It's just super rewarding as a leader to see that you were able to help someone else on their journey like others have helped me do in mine.
It's one of my favorite things about sports, and in particularly high school sports or team sports where you have like a program and people move through it, is watching the kids, like you when you were baby Claire out there, like middle schooler, out there playing with them, and you were the baby that they were like the Bose sisters were your mentors who were trying to bring you along, and then every time like clockwork 4 years later, here comes the little baby is all grown up and they're the mama bear now and looking after the cubs like their leaders did before them. And that's the mark of a great program. And a coach has a lot to do with that, but it doesn't happen. The coach can't go out there and do it, and it doesn't happen without players following the lead and then developing into leaders. So huge credit to you, and it's rewarding for us too to see you now like bringing the little ducklings along. So super cool. But what do you guys have coming up next?
So on Tuesday we play the Palmetto Preview, which is just a 1 day up at Mid Carolina Country Club, and then next week, Sunday and Monday, excuse me. The first day we're at Hilton Head Lakes, and the second we're at Palmetto Bluff. We're hosting our own team invitational, so if anyone wants to come out and support, but that'll be really cool. We're bringing the best teams in the state. So it'll be the best competition, which is really cool that we're bringing it down to the Low Country to just showcase, all the amazing golf courses we have here. And then after that, I think we either go to True Blue, which is all the reigning state champions from North Carolina and South Carolina. And then I believe we go to the Rosie Jones tournament, the women's South Carolina one in Moss Creek. So we've got a really good lineup of tournaments.
Awesome schedule.
We have a great lineup to play the best competition, thanks to our coach who really worked hard to make that happen. We're just, we're very blessed to have the opportunity to compete against the best teams and, hopefully play the best we can.
Will you play in some of the little local region meets and stuff too, I guess?
I might play in one or two. It just depends on the schedule. And I think it's sometimes better to let the younger girls get the experience under their belt when they, they get to play next year.
Yeah. You're like, 9 holes at the Crescent. I'm good.
I don't necessarily think that. It's just, Campbell brings up these good points of, well, maybe let's just let a younger girl get their feet wet. And
I like it. I like it.
Get into it.
I like it. I was just playing. You got anything else for Claire, Wes?
Yeah. Claire, it's been great to hear from you again, and just really excited and proud of what you've done, especially just these last few weeks. But you've, as I said, you've had the time and the opportunity to play in a ton of tournaments at several different places. So just want to hear more about maybe your favorite or a couple of favorite courses and venues that you have played at this year.
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
I think my favorite venues are dictated by the memories I make at certain venues. So I was part of one of my favorite tournaments they play in every year. It's called the Can-Am. So the top girls and boys from South Carolina play the top from Canada. And we do that in Murrells Inlet every year. So I look forward to that every year. I think it's a great test to your competitive side because it's match play. It's a little different. So, I think that's helped shape me into the player I am. I used to be so nervous going up against match play, but now it's kind of a different mindset. Like I know how to play it now. So I think that's one of my favorite events. I also was up in Virginia this year in Roanoke at Roanoke Country Club. And I played the top player in Virginia. She's ranked like top 10 in the nation. And I did lose to her, but it was a great loss. I learned so much about myself. I made great memories. I learned that I can compete with someone like that. So that was really cool to be up there. We went to Texas as a team. I got to play Pinehurst #2 in a tournament after the U.S. Open, which was super cool. I made it a couple twos on #2, which was just cool to say.
Yeah.
That's neat.
But yeah, I'm so blessed for the opportunities golf has given me to travel. And how I've been able to take my game to the level where I can see all these different courses. So I always enjoy just going to these different places and seeing the different levels of golf and the different styles of it, because I just think it's super cool to see how the game of golf has just grown everywhere.
What's your favorite local course?
Oh, I love Chessie Creek Club out by Buford. I just think it's so cool in the marsh, and there's not a lot of houses.
Kind of rugged. It's kind of I like that one a lot. And that one in Spring Island, Old Tabby, both have kind of similar vibes to me. That kind of unkept a little bit, around the edges, windswept. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Cool. Well, always great to talk with you, Claire. And I'm sure you'll be, filling us in on some May River sporting events too when you have a night off here and there. Sending us video of Wes working hard on the sidelines like you did one time before. But always great to talk with you, and I'm sure we'll be talking with you again soon. But take care of yourself, and go Sharks. Fins up,
yes, baby. Thank you for having me tonight. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Be well. That's Claire Green, May River Golf, long-time friend of the show. We've been friends with Claire for a long time. Always great to talk with her. Max popped in on us. I don't know if he wants to join us now or not, or if he's still incapacitated, but he's chilling in the green room, eating all the snacks.
I'm just still, mind blown by that two-day stretch.
Oh my gosh,
just crazy stuff. To have the stamina to do that, and then not only that, but getting done a first ever playoff, and find a way to come out on top there. So you got the clutch factor as well. Just that mental strength, even though it's just second. You're playing your second term. There's many days, and you still find a way to get it done. That is some special stuff right there from clear grade. So yeah, and Max, as he said in the comment section, huge Clemson Tiger fan. I'm sure that he is. Wearing the white. Oh, there he is. Max Arraj has joined the program.
What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, I was gonna, if I was able to hop on earlier, I would have joined in. But that comment, it's so true. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that course up at Clemson, but it is a beautiful, beautiful course, and that's a real treat to play and practice on.
Oh, sorry, I was messing with.
That was fantastic.
Max's mic.
Yep.
Trying to get your mic even out, but I messed it up.
Is that the one? It's called the Walker course.
Sorry.
The one in Clemson?
It's a bit.
Yeah, the Walker course.
Yeah, the one at Clemson.
Yep.
It is a fantastic course. Great views of the lake as well. So that's going to be really fun for Claire for the next 4 years. So, what a great interview. But I think I think the sport is always growing here. When it comes to high school golf, both women's and men's golf has always, continued to grow and get better and better as each year goes on. And, some of the top golfers in the country play here in the Low Country, and it's so special to watch. I look forward to seeing that Claire and that May River Sharks team continue the dominance that they've had so far in the season.
Indeed. They've been outstanding. Sorry, boys, I got a little fantasy draft going on over here. Trying to,
double do.
Trying to finish it up. Man,
you're not the only one who's
you know how it is. There's conflict. Everybody's got conflicts when you're in these fantasy leagues. So it just ends up being whatever
it's impossible.
Time it ends up being.
It's impossible to schedule one time for everybody.
Hey, don't worry.
And I'm in a
don't
new
worry, man.
I joined a new one. It's a cutthroat league. I never played in one like this. It's wild. You draft. It's auction draft, and then every week the lowest score gets eliminated from the league, and all their players go into free agency, and you get
I've heard about that.
$8 per season to bid on free agents.
Yeah,
so
you have big names dropping.
And it's a league that's organized by the people who do the "It's Always Sunny in Chiefs Kingdom" podcast. So it's my people, Chiefs fans who are also Always Sunny in Philadelphia fans.
That's funny.
Which is my favorite show of all time.
That's crazy, man. That's a crazy league.
It's gonna be wild.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's $25 entry, and somebody wins $400, and everybody else pays $25 for the privilege. So I think it sounds way fun. I'm interested in the strategy of it. Like, I think you got to draft. You can't take flyers. You can't take flyers.
Consistent players versus
you have to know guys are going to be ready for the season, because if you drop an egg in week 1 or week 2, you're dead. So you're looking for late bye weeks. You're looking for reliable early season performers, not flyers that are going to be 5th on the depth chart, but maybe later. There's going to be free agents abounding too. So it's going to be wild.
It's a different strategy.
I hope I can at least stay in the fight for a few weeks.
Man.
Because then it'll get really interesting bidding on free agents and stuff. You'll be waiting for somebody
you got to keep us up to date for that.
Yeah,
honestly, I want to hear how it goes. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's wild. I've got one draft in the books, one going now, and then I got that one. I think that's all I got this year. I can't handle more than about 3, and they got to be all different. This one's a kind of deep keeper league. You can keep up to 8 from last year, but it's a 1-round penalty. So whatever round you picked them last year, you pick them 1 round earlier. And if you keep them a second year, it's a 2-round penalty.
Oh, wow.
So I kept a bunch last year, and I did really well because I got like a Monterey St. Brown in the last round 2 years ago. So I got him in the next to last round this year, and in the 4th from last round this year. That paid off in spades. I also kept Sam Laporta this year, who I got late, and I kept somebody else. Early draft didn't go quite how I wanted. I got snaked on Mahomes right before he fell to me, so I ended up with Lamar, but that's all right. I'm pretty solid though. I'm pretty solid. I did snag Goff late, so I could keeper him next year as my backup quarterback, and then go for somebody else.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, that was solid. I only got 2 picks left to make, so we'll see how those go. It's also, this league's called LOL Kickers, so we don't draft kickers.
No kickers.
Every position but kickers. Yeah, no kickers in this league.
Kickers
it's
are
called
too
LOL
random.
Kickers. We also have a baseball one called, well, it is a stats and analytics nerd league. So that's why we don't do kickers. They're too random, and we also don't do closers. LOL closers. There's no saves or holds. Or no saves. We do get holds. We don't do
holds. Would be,
I think we do holds plus
crazy.
saves. Actually, I think we do holds plus saves. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like it devalues closers because closers are random and stupid. I don't draft closers anyway. Like generally, not high profile ones. I always draft like fringy guys late and then just make moves for guys who get promoted when somebody gets blown up. But enough. Nobody cares about my fantasy team. The MVP sponsors of LowcoSports, except you guys apparently. Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of LowcoSports, and my wife. She's with Keller Williams, the Low Country. Get in touch if you want to get in the real estate market. Homegrown Home Inspections, our official home inspector, best in the biz. And if you're building a new home, you got to have that phased inspection where they'll check on it every step of the way and make sure it's built right. Hospice Care of the Low Country, providing hospice care, palliative care, free grief counseling, and much more at Hospice Care of the Low Country, where it's not about dying, it's about living. Those are our MVP sponsors. Not a lot on the slate tonight, and I don't have any results from it. I just had
we got some stuff from last
tennis
night.
match and a cross country, but we did have some stuff from last night. We talked a little about the volleyball, but Bluffton sweeping Beaufort and beating May River in a Donnybrook 2-1. May River took care of Beaufort 2-0, although both those matches were pretty competitive. Somerville beat Hilton Head. Battery Creek swept Hampton County. Patrick Henry swept Branchville. And JP2 swept Hilton Head Prep this time. JP2 remains undefeated on the volleyball court. They're looking good. Their tennis team we mentioned last night also won 9-0. And the Golden Warriors swept the Skiza cross country over at Bolden Elementary in Beaufort, which I didn't know existed until recently. Sebastian Frickel won the boys in 17-18. Ayla Reynolds in 2015 with the girls title. And JP2 boys took the top 5 spots. Frickel, Blake Hubick, Braden Frickel, Matthew Janacek, who lives in my neighborhood. I see him running all the time. And James Hook sweeping the top 5 spots for the Golden Warriors. So JP2 having a good fall so far.
Volleyball's going
sports,
on
as it were.
Run. Yeah, the volleyball girls on a great run. Hopefully the football team can pick up some dubs going forward because they're off to a really solid start over there. Great to see that for JP2 as we kind of get rolling here in this full sports season. We've got they do a great job of keeping us updated on their sports. They do a tremendous job.
They do.
So.
And I got to give a shout out to my buddy Matt DeColius for that, because his brilliant idea continues to pay dividends. He set up the JP2 Scores listserv many years ago when he was the AD, and they're still using that thing, and they can still add new addresses to it, and they just
love it.
They got their coaches trained well to blast out the results to that listserv, and it works great. It's really great.
Great.
So we appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. The VNN websites do a pretty good job of doing that too, as long as the coaches update them. But they don't always do that. So we usually chasing results. But yeah, JP2 off to a great start. Tonight we had cross country out at Hampton. I don't know anything about that yet, and probably won't. And then Hilton Head Prep was supposed to play Holy Trinity in tennis. I know Hilton Head Christian had a volleyball match.
It did.
Yeah,
I'll look it up.
I saw people.
I'll see if I can find it.
I was working on it too. I think they were playing cross. Yeah, I thought I saw cross girls coming out of there.
Okay.
So yeah, be interested to see how that one went. I just grabbed the Chiefs defense and just waiting on another pick. That was my backup defense. I got the Ravens. as my first defense. Defenses are all. I mean, if you look at projected points, it's about a point per week difference between like the best one and the 20th best one. So I just always pick 2 and then roll the dice every week on matchups. But I'm talking about my fantasy team again, so we should stop that. But I did have one piece of news I came across today. Jalen Linder, friend of the program, and former Bluffton Bobcats star, new digs. He's at Catawba College, which is also where Brandon Bryant signed. Nice. So I assume he matriculated. So they got a little Bobcat pipeline going there, and Bobcat receivers historically have been a good position group to recruit from Bluffton High School. They've had some pretty good ones come through there.
Yeah. They played. All right. So Christian County Volleyball played last night. I have no idea who they played. But they varsity won. I think varsity won. Opponent. So yeah.
Varsity opponent.
Yeah. I assume that's what it is. It says TC. I just don't know who TC is. So
I saw they played. That's Trinity Collegiate.
That's who it is. Okay, all right, yeah. And then it says they played tonight, but I haven't seen anything yet from that one.
But Jalen Linder.
No, wait, hold on. I found it. I found it. So let me get it here. So Christian Academy won in 3 sets. So they won 3-0 over Cross, 25-18. Oh no, sorry, no, they won. They won the first one, lost the second one, and won the third one. So 25-18 in Christian Academy, 23-25 to the Cross, and then 15-11 to Christian Academy.
Okay, pretty good little match.
Excellent.
Right. Yeah. Might have to catch the rematch on the flippity flop. That sounds pretty good.
Wait, no, sorry. I'm sorry. That was the JV. Sorry.
That was the JV.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, all right, here we go. Here's a varsity one. Yeah, so the varsity swept the Cross, 25-12, 25-11, 25-15.
All right. Yeah. I don't need to catch it on the flip.
I'm
good.
I'll tell you what, I've been here for a while, but I just remember the first time I went to a guys volleyball match, and I just so impressed by the energy and the crowd there and the excitement. And these guys have really started to improve their game. So I haven't really been to as many recently last year. I want to try to get to a few more just to see the improvement from.
It seems hard to find the schedules. I have a difficult time finding accurate.
But you think schedules. That they would have it so like in basketball, you have the girls playing and the guys playing. The guys playing.
Yeah, they don't. They don't do that very often. Yeah. I know. I wish they would do that more. The doubleheader, but make the boys play first.
Right. 100%. 100%. The main event is the girls' game. But the guys are good too.
yeah, they're the lead in.
Yeah.
But no, Jalen Linder, I reached out to him this evening and said, love to have you on the show and catch up with you. He just hit me back a little bit ago, said, just got out of practice, maybe another night. But we'll definitely get Jalen in here and hear about his journey since he left Bluffton and how he ended up at Catawba and what he's looking forward to this year. But I figured we'd remember a few dudes, talk about some dudes who are playing college football from the Lowco this year. And we'll start with the D1 guys. This is the list I've compiled. We got Jeffrey Smith, 6th year at Georgia Southern. Played all 13 games last year, mostly on special teams. He is also at Georgia Southern is Amar Jenkins from Whale Branch, who made the team as a walk-on last year. He didn't play last season, but working his way up the ladder. Xavier Chaplin is at Virginia Tech from Whale Branch. He's a sophomore now, started at tackle last year. Looks like an NFL guy. Chris Marable Jr., Hilton Head, he's at Wake Forest cutting his teeth, along with Shai Thompson, who's at East Carolina. Iman Smalls from Beaufort is at UAB. He played his senior season in Texas, but he's a Beaufort guy, and he's at UAB. Sam Suma is still out at UCLA. Jalen Sneed, of course, is at Notre Dame, and you'll get to see him in prime time this weekend. Cole DeMarzo is at Wyoming. Chase McCracken walked on at South Carolina, made the team. He's got a jersey. So does Jace Blackshear from Hilton Head Christian. Gaston Moore is, knocking on the door to get some snaps at quarterback at Tennessee. And Colton Ferris from Beaufort at App State. So those are guys playing D1 FBS, and then FCS. I'm still waiting on South Carolina State to put out an official roster for this season. So I'm unsure about some of those guys. But Jeremiah Orr, old Ridgeland Hardyville guy from back in the day, he was at Valpo to start. Then he went to Marshall. Now he's at Hampton. Zion Dobson is looking like he's going to get some opportunities in the backfield at North Carolina Central. Brandon Howard still up at Charleston Southern, along with Chamber Eldridge from Bluffton and Bradford Thompson from Whale Branch. So we got some boys up there. Jeremiah Curry is at East Tennessee State, and so is Brandon Wilson, former Battery Creek guy. His dad Walt was the coach there for a number of years, and Brandon played at Battery Creek, went to Georgia Southern, then Gardner Webb, and he's a 5th year now at ETSU. Kamari Simmons, he went from Bluffton to Navy Prep last year. He's now at Mercer. Theron Cannon is back at Western Carolina, started out at UAB. Irv Mulligan and KJ Chisholm are both at Jackson State. Gavin Heinschel is the long snapper at Cornell from Bluffton. I had heard Casey Fields was back at South Carolina State this year, but I haven't seen their roster yet. I assume Rakim is also back, Rakim White, and Ian Shark, I think, would be back as well as Jayon Allen. So, but waiting to see their roster to make sure those guys are still around. Jackson Lanier is at Morehead State. The junkyard dog himself, John Hampton Hewlett from Thomas Hayward is a redshirt senior now at the Citadel.
And
Caleb Davis from Colleton Prep is at the Citadel.
This is really remembering some dudes from way back. Not way back, a couple of years back.
It feels like a long time ago. Some of these guys, I mean, Jeffrey Smith, 6 years, bro. Like, that was like the maiden voyage of Loco Sports football coverage was like Jeffrey Smith. So
that was before my time even.
And then I haven't made it through all the D2s, but I got a few guys I've come across so far. Darian Perry from May Rivers at Anderson. Jacob Yackley from he lists Buford as his hometown. I think he might have. I don't think he played at JP2, but his little brother does. They live here now. Dad coaches there. He's at Gannon. Luke Bond from Bluffton is at Limestone, along with Lucian Campos from Colleton County and Preston Hamilton from Thomas Hayward. Traquel Murray from Colleton County is at Newberry, along with Tyler Haley from Buford. So I still got a long list of D2 schools I gotta get through.
Some good names on that D2 list. I mean, it's an accomplishment to make it there and to have the opportunity to continue to play college ball or continue to play ball at college level. So, I mean, a ton of guys who I remember seeing and covering and just watching them work hard out there. And just
I got a few more for you at the D3 level.
Go ahead.
James Turbo Townsend from Thomas Hayward is still at Hampton Sydney. So we still got representation up there.
Nice.
Wyatt Tant from Bluffton is at LaGrange, along with Daryl Cummings from Whale Branch. And JP Peduzzi is back up at Washington and Jefferson for the president.
Yes, he is.
And Abby Peduzzi, I have seen, has gotten off to a great start in her sophomore year at Pembroke.
Pembroke,
fantastic. Yeah.
And I heard Ron Peduzzi gave an all-timer post-practice speech today. Would have loved to have heard that.
Might be a locker room for that one. He can.
Oh no, I don't think it was an angry one. I think it was more of an
inspirational. Yeah,
a Rudy. He was talking about Eastern PA. So
I'm sure you could give some good speeches out there to these guys.
No doubt.
Yep.
Well, hey, the varsity sponsors of Loco Sports, DDS Web Design, builds, hosts, and maintains websites for businesses and nonprofits that get results. So if you need to get found online so you can do more and think bigger, go to ddshhi.com. Parker Law Group serves legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties, and they're helping us continue to expand our coverage out there and shine a light on more deserving teams and student athletes around the Loco. Dr. Ambrose Coles, our official chiropractor, and you can find him at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, where he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. And Reverence Wrestling Club, the official wrestling club of Loco Sports, presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind. Take your skills on the mat to the next level at Reverence Wrestling Club. Boys, what else you got for me? I'm running out of topics.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if you mentioned Jackson Lanier.
I did. Morehead State.
Okay, you did. All right, cool. All right, just making sure.
I said the junkyard dog himself.
The big dog, yeah.
Yeah, he is the bulldog. They call him the bulldog. Yep.
Oh yeah, they call him bulldog.
Yep.
Call him that for a reason.
They're all junkyard dogs. He was the bulldog.
He was the bulldog, dude. That dude was a beast.
I just remember that touchdown he scored in either 20 or 21 that he just bounced off the defender and just incredible how he stayed upright, scored that.
Yeah.
Those are ones that you remember. He was, I mean, and the way that he turned into an offensive playmaker, like he was the guy on defense. But as that playoff run went on, and I believe it was 2020 when he propelled HHGA to that state title. But man, that guy, just absolute beast at the high school level, and more. I just love talking to him. The energy, the emotion that he always showed out there from time to time, and just through so many times in his career. And you were. Did you know him pretty well, Max? Were you able to watch him?
Yeah, I knew him pretty well. I watched him come up. God, I think he was probably a freshman when I graduated. I'm trying to think. I think that's what it was. He was a freshman when I graduated from Christian Academy. But I watched every year after that and watched him become the player he is, and still is today. He's getting some playing time at Morehead State, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But
he was playing special teams right off the rip.
Yeah, he was. I mean, that kid's special, man. And it's really fun watching him. And a lot of those players from that team, Jace Blackshear, JP Peduzzi. I've known JP my entire life, so me and him we know each other really well, and to see JP being successful at his school as well, and it's really fun to watch. And I'm sure his dad, head coach Ron Peduzzi, is really proud of the player he's become. But it's always fun to talk with former players. Even players from my class. Dargan Cherry, Maximilian Lowry. Maximilian Lowry was a dog when he was playing football. And Ethan June. All those guys that I remember from my time. I always still talk with them. We always talk about whenever we can about Eagles football, and it's just part of us. It's never going to go away. That's always going to be something we have to share and talk about, and just all the memories and stuff like that. I get to keep in touch with a lot of those guys, and it's always fun to talk with them and reminisce on the good old days back at playing football at the high school level. So
yeah, man.
I
I was just wandering in my mind thinking about even older Eagles like Daniel Evangelista and Gabe Gilmore and Brendan Short and
Tyler Chisholm. Who else? Caleb Lewis.
I'm going way back. Yeah, Caleb Lewis.
Yeah,
I'm going way back.
You're going way back. Kyle Weaver, Cole Malfris. Those dudes.
Yeah.
My God.
Kyle Weaver.
Big boys.
Both those guys were tanks.
Oh, yeah, they were great. I loved watching them play. And I loved watching Kyle play at the Citadel, man. He became a captain his senior year at the Citadel. I mean, he went on a grind during his time at the college level, and he was really something special. But there are a lot of great players over the years at Christian Academy that I always love talking about because, it's just, some of those players we just had never seen before at that time. We'd never seen players of that talent. And, now you look at this current Christian Academy team, and there's some players, I can't remember the last time I saw a quarterback as talented as Reed McCollum in terms of, his height and his speed. He is the ultimate dual threat quarterback. I mean, he knows how to run the football and throw the football as well.
It goes back to Caleb, right? I mean, Caleb was
Caleb was probably the
well,
last
Jace,
one,
I don't know. Jace was pretty special.
Jace was.
I don't know that he quite had.
I think Reed has.
He didn't have the
I think Reed has a little more projectability as a quarterback.
But I also think, but nobody has. I don't think anybody, even Caleb Lewis was never the best runner. He was a great pocket passer. Yeah. And I don't know if I've ever seen
Gilmore
anyone
was
special. So was
Sergo. Sergo was pretty good.
Sergo was special. But I don't know if I've ever seen anyone with reads height as a
Yeah.
quarterback and can run like that
Right.
in the history
Yeah.
of Hilton Head Christian
No,
County football.
it catches your attention.
Hayden
like,
Shin was a good
oh.
one too. He threw for.
He was a real good one, and I was going to mention him
Hayden Shin
earlier
was great.
because I think he's still. Last I checked, he was quarterback in the USC club team.
Okay.
He
I
is.
believe he was a touchdown career
yeah.
touchdown pass record. Unless yeah.
Well, at one point
Yeah.
in terms, I mean, believe it or not, at the high school level, he was one of the top quarterbacks in the country in terms of passing yards, total passing yards,
Yeah.
which is
The passing yards
crazy.
Well,
to
he
think
threw for
about,
something crazy like 47 touchdowns or
Yeah.
something that one year.
Yeah, and
And
he led.
it
He
was
like top in the country or something
Yeah,
like that in those
yeah, he
numbers,
was-
and that's just crazy.
there was at least like one point where he was the top listed in Max Preps, which is everybody who lists their
Yeah.
stats in Max
In
Preps.
the
It's
nation,
not
yeah.
everybody, but you typically,
But even
if
so,
you got a
that's-
guy
Right.
who's putting up those kinds of stats, you usually put him.
I
on
mean, you're
Max
talking about different
'Cause, I mean,
levels
there
of
are-
things, but
there are a lot
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
lot of schools that put their stats on Max Prep, so to have your name among some of the top of those players, is
And most
pretty-
of the
pretty
ones who
special.
don't are kind of irrelevant, frankly.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
in the grand scheme of things.
But it's always
Um,
fun to talk about some of the players from way back in the day, and it's not
I
just
love
one at
it.
Christian County. I always loved back in the day the real rivalry between Hilton Head Prep
Michael
and Christian
Herman.
Academy. Oh
Yep.
my gosh! Back in the days where both those Prep and Christian Academy were competing for 2A state titles. At one point, and it was
Yeah.
so much fun to watch whenever they played each other in the playoffs. At one point. 'Cause
My
you
first
just-
state
you just knew it
championship
was gonna
game
be a
in the
dog.
Loco was Hilton Head Prep, Colleton Prep at Orangeburg at SC State.
Yeah, man.
Chucky Scarmanach, Niles
Oh.
Murphy, DeAndre Morrow, I
Speaking-
think, was on that team.
Speaking
Yeah, that
of
was a fun
Colleton,
team.
speaking of Colleton Prep, I'm so happy. I can't wait for that game on Friday. I'm not gonna lie. I've been looking at that game on the calendar for the last couple months, and it's gonna be a fun game. It's been a while since I've been at Walterboro, so I'm gonna have a lot of fun going over there for
Ain't been that long.
some.
He was just up there this summer.
Yeah, but I wasn't at a Colleton Prep football game.
No.
I
You
love
said
going over to
Walterboro.
Walterboro. Yeah, sorry.
You said been a
My
while
bad.
since you've been in Walterboro, and I said
I did.
I was there
will say
with
this.
you not 2 months
Yeah.
ago.
Hey man, we enjoyed our time up there at
Yeah, we
Ace
did.
Basin, and it was
I
fun.
love Ace Basin.
What a great! That was my first time at Ace Basin, by the way.
I love it.
My
Great
God,
place.
what a great facility. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that game between Colleton Prep and Thomas Hayward. I honestly, those are obviously two of the top teams right now. Along with Patrick Henry and all those teams in that region, and that game.
Yeah, this is like the
may
first.
or may not.
This is
Yeah.
the first matchup in that little round robin. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun.
And that game, I mean, I don't think it will, but that game could ultimately, make that region really interesting depending on which way that game goes.
No doubt. It's gonna be a big one. Wes is going over to Beaufort. I saw Beaufort had something cool for the home opener. It's elementary night, so
Yeah.
elementary school
Ooh,
kids
yeah.
are all gonna be
Great.
flocking in there. That'll be cool.
Oh yeah.
It'll be great vibes there. Friday night
Should
on
be.
Ladies Island is about as good as
Oh,
it
those
gets.
games are always rocking over there. Kirkland Crazies. and students.
Beaufort and Hampton, I think, are my two favorite Friday night environments in the Loco. There are a bunch of good ones. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
I think those two are just kind of on a little bit of another level.
Bluffton's pretty good
Bluffton's
too.
coming up. Bluffton's coming up. It's coming up. I hope we can show out in the hurricane shelter on Friday. The
Yeah.
band sounded good next door. They're next door to my room. Next door to the auditorium.
Hampton County's
It's been a
band's been great tomorrow as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hardyville
that's-
band sounding good. I'm excited to hear them on
Yeah.
Friday night.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. Well, hey boys, we about made it to the end here. Loco Booster Club supports us, so please support them. Court Lifestyle Pros, Daniel and Debbie Court are with Charter One Realty. They want to bring you home to Hilton Head Island. Eagle Creations has promotional items and custom apparel, including the Loco gear, Loco swag. Go check it out. I'll drop the link in the comments here in a minute if you want to get any Loco swag. Jay's Barbershop is the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. Go in for great conversation. Come out looking stylish. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country. Chris Odom and his team will get your floors so clean your feet will thank you. Hudson's Seafood House on the Docks, presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. We had a new episode premiere tonight, earlier tonight. So you can check that out on the Lowco Media Network on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. And also Hurricane Sports Cafe, our friends out in Hampton, hosted us on Friday night. Got some great burgers, wings, bird dogs. I like the bird dogs. Why they put the chicken tenders in the hot dog bun and the cheese.
Yeah.
I like that. They got hurricane sauce on them. Hurricane sauce is good.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Go check that place out. If you're ever out in Hampton, find yourself out there. That's our Lowco Booster Club. We appreciate them supporting us. Boys, any parting thoughts before we call tonight?
Yeah, I got a couple, and we talked about it the other day on the Lowdown, but congratulations to Hampton County, right now the number 1 ranked team in Class 2A. So big time accomplishments. Obviously, it's not about being here now; it's about being here in December, being on top then. But it's hard to get the top spots, especially with so many guys that are going right there with them throughout the last year. But with a couple of those ocean sides of the world and those great collegians, it gives an opportunity for them to really cement their place as a top team. But the 11 first place votes putting them ahead of Strom Thurmond, which is a little surprising to me. But Strom Thurmond right there at second. Barnwell also got a first place vote in that poll. So that's a region to put. So Barnwell won first place vote. Somebody picked them first overall in 2A. So
Barnwell definitely wants them. They want them.
Barnwell definitely wants them. They
do. They do.
That's going to be a really, really good game.
Yeah, it will. It will. That should be interesting. For sure. But the other thing that I noted about those rankings was trying to pull up I'm trying to get my signal back up here, but there were a few other notable teams from the Lowco that were in the 4A rankings receiving votes. Some of this is premature. It's one weekend, but wanted to note them. May River, Hilton Head, Beaufort, all receiving votes.
Not Bluffton. That puzzled
me. But not
me.
Bluffton. Interesting.
That puzzled me. I honestly thought they were the most likely of the 4 to be ranked this week because
I expected Beaufort to get a point, but
I wasn't sure Beaufort would get votes just because they lost, and a lot of people see 0-1, and they're not going to vote an 0-1 team in the top 10. I know, but a lot of people.
Team is strong. I think
a lot
I
of people
agree with
don't
you.
put that much thought into it.
I'm honestly shocked that Bluffton didn't get a vote. I'm kind of shocked by that.
If I would have gotten my ballot in, they probably would have. So.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'll get my ballot in next week.
Wait, what teams from the region did get a vote?
May River, Hilton Head, Beaufort.
Really
interesting.
I can see May River. I can definitely see Bluffton, but again, the game Bluffton, not Bluffton.
Yeah, Hilton Head's a bit premature. It's a bit premature.
Anyway.
If they beat James Island, then
if they beat James Island, they should be a top 10 team. Hands down.
I agree, 100%. 100%.
Hands down.
That should be a good game, by the way. I'm excited to see how that game goes. I think
it'll be interesting. Hilton Head's sneaky. They had some young guys who were really productive on defense last year who, like freshmen and sophomores that are bigger and stronger. Like Andrew Massey had a monster first game. He's a sophomore. They've got some young dudes that they're excited about. So, and they got a ground game. They got the right personnel for the way BJ likes to play, which is, just plug it out and, we'll punt when we got to punt and play defense and we'll keep it low. And, I think they're positioned to be pretty competitive this year. I'm hopeful. There's always depth issues, so you never know how to go. You mentioned Oceanside. Here's a parting thought. Oceanside coach resigning this week. They lost last week to Irmo, I think, and then he resigned this week and, said personal reasons. So, not going to speculate about what that means or doesn't, but it's very interesting. It's going to send some shockwaves.
It is.
So
because I thought Oceanside had a strong looking team this year, and they lost to Irmo, but after one loss, it's very interesting. But
I mean, I heard things, but I don't. They're not. From
don't want to.
You would call reputable
sources.
So I'm not going down that road. Yeah, I'm not going down that road.
I have a golf related thing. If y'all want to.
All right.
Yeah,
listen to this. So President's Cup is not far from now, is it? I think it's.
No, it's not long from now at all. It's soon.
Well, the first automatic qualifiers for the United States are set, and those qualifiers are Patrick Cantlay, Colin Morikawa, Scotty Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, Wyndham Clark, and Seth Theegala. Those are the first 6 for the United States. I don't know how they add on players and stuff like that, but man, that's
the captain. I think the captain makes the additional picks.
That's right.
I think there's automatic qualifiers, and then they get captain's picks. And I think Keegan Bradley
those are the automatics. Yeah, those are the automatics. Which, man, what?
All right, I got one more thing for you. I love this. My friend Anthony Garzilli sent me this, former sports reporter from the Jasper County newspaper. This is great stuff. It's a history of baseball is dying. So, we're all baseball fans. In 2022, it was announced that baseball is dying and the government should take it over. In 2010, baseball was dying. We had the will. In 2001, baseball was dying. And in 1996, it was dying, or at least extremely ill. In 1983, it was dying. And also in 1971. And back in 1960. And the communists said it was dying in 1958. It was also dying in 1941. Oh, it was dead in Pottstown. It was fully dead in 1941. It was dying in 1930 and in 1928 and in 1918 and in 1901 and in 1898 and in 1885. So it's been a very long and horrible death.
The entirety of
for
Major League Baseball is dying.
It's a shame, but baseball's not going to make it. It's had a good run, but
man. Gosh, I wanted to go back to Atlanta for one more Braves game, man. I can't.
Our 14-year-olds had a good laugh about that baseball practice tonight.
Appreciate the Braves for sweeping the Minnesota Twins to give the Red Sox an outside chance.
You're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah. You never know. Mayo had a nice game tonight. That's a positive, but it's still a long way to go.
I got to get locked into baseball, man. Like I've been.
Are they still on track? Is that White Sox team still on track for like?
They're over 100 losses.
Record? They're atrocious. They are 31-102, a 233 winning percentage. They are 44.5 games behind the Indians.
I saw a great tweet today. Like they were the Chicago White Sox are 34.5 games out of 4th place. There was something like that.
Oh yeah, they are 36 games out of 4th place. And they are 41 games out of the wild card.
Let me see here.
The next most in the American League is 17.5, and that's the Angels, who are also.
I'm trying to find. Let's see here. They might be on the record.
Don't look now, but the Cubs are in 2nd place in the Central.
Yeah. Cubs are here.
Oh man.
Hey, at least the expanded playoffs gives you more reason to watch it later in the year. Because
that's right.
They're at 102, right?
I'm definitely pulling for the Royals. Yeah, I'm pulling for the Royals.
Royals are looking good right now. Royals, although Cleveland had a nice comeback today.
Yeah, they dropped a game back, but they're still in the wild card.
They are 9 losses away from being 10th worst record in Major League Baseball. For being tied for the 10th worst record.
They still got almost 30 games left, bro.
Yeah.
They got 29 games left.
Worst record ever.
They're going to lose a lot more games.
Is 1916. Is that right? Yeah. Philadelphia Athletics with the worst, by winning percentage, they had the worst record.
What was it?
36-117.
36. What was that win percentage?
That's a 235.
All right. Well, the White Sox are at 233 right now, so they're in the
Ooh,
hunt.
they might be.
Wow.
They might be in the hunt.
Yeah, that's
wow. Come on,
in the
come on,
hunt.
White
Goodness
Sox,
gracious.
give it to us, man. Let's go. Yeah,
that would be crazy.
I would just like to point
Especially-
out that the White Sox fired Rick Renteria 2 years ago
Yeah,
to
how
hire Tony
stupid
La
was
Russa,
that?
and
Tony La Russa
this is
has
how it's
done.
going.
Ugh.
What exactly is
The
Tony
Cubs
La Russa
fired
done
him
in
too
his
soon,
career?
and the White Sox fired him too soon. That dude is more responsible for the Cubs winning that World Series than Joe Madden in my mind, because he's the one who brought all those guys up,
That's true.
and
Yeah.
and a lot of those guys fell off a cliff.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Rick Renteria has been done.
So
wrong,
it's
man.
been a while.
He's got to
I mean,
be the best manager
He's
that's
that White
ever been
Sox team.
fired twice for no reason.
But that White Sox team was looking like real contenders at one point.
Because of Rick Renteria.
right.
Yes, absolutely.
That
I
dude
still
knows
don't
how to
understand.
bring a clubhouse together and get people bought in, especially the young Hispanic players.
Yep.
Where exactly is Tim Anderson now?
Oh goodness.
Miami, I think.
Is he?
He has had quite the fall after that walk off
Yeah, I
on
know.
the Field of
Field
Dreams.
of
game.
Dreams?
Yeah.
Yeah, he always cared too much about what it looked like and ran his mouth too much. That was his problem. But he needed to worry about doing what he was supposed to do.
Yeah. I think he got into a
He's
little
not even
skirmish at
playing
one
right
point
now.
as well.
He's a
He got
free
into
agent right
he got into
now.
a
He's not
skirmish
even on
last
a
year.
team.
And then,
He got cut.
He's not even on a
He got
team.
DFA'd.
Apparently,
He
according
got
to
DFA'd.
sources,
That's right. He got
free
DFA'd
agent.
like in July.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's terrible.
See ya, bro.
Yeah, man. Bye.
All right. Well, that's probably enough parting thoughts. So we
Yeah.
can probably call it a night. About 15 minutes worth of parting thoughts. But thanks so much to Claire Green for jumping on us. She also sent a sweet note thanking us for having her and saying how much she loves it. And she hopes to be on again soon.
Nice.
So we'll definitely oblige her with that next time she wins another championship, which will probably be next week. But thanks so much as well to all of our sponsors and to all of you who show up to listen or watch. We'll be back tomorrow night, same bat time, same bat channel, about 9:30 here on the Lowco Media Network. And we will shift gears after we get done with the headlines and go into Lowco Pigskin preview mode. Ready for Friday night in the Lowco. So until tomorrow night, for Max Arraj and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. Go Lowco.
The Lowco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Lowco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing.